feel like action movies these days seem obsessed with being as realistic as possible. From the fight choreography to death-defying stunts, there's absolutely no denying that there's craftsmanship involved. You watch something like Mission Impossible and you can't help but think, damn, how do they even pull that off? But here's the thing, I feel like sometimes these movies take themselves a bit too seriously, and that's not necessarily anyone's fault. Some stories are meant to be serious, but it can feel like we've lost something along the way. Once upon a time, there were action movies that didn't care about being grounded. They weren't trying to be realistic. They weren't worried about some sort of dramatic sub-story or emotional arc. They just wanted to do one thing, be fun.
Fuck you, you fucking fuckers.
Allow me to introduce to you the film Shoot 'Em Up from 2007 that I feel like nobody talks about anymore, but it absolutely deserves to be in your movie night rotation. Written and directed by Michael Davis, Shoot 'Em Up isn't interested in any sort of subtlety. It's a film that exists purely to have a good time. This is a movie about guns, not explosions, not car chases, just guns. And it keeps the action moving non-stop. Supposedly, the director was inspired by a scene from the movie Hard Boiled, where a character rescues a newborn from a gang shootout and thought, well, what if I had that same energy throughout an entire movie? That's what Shoot 'Em Up is, and it's one of the most hilariously ridiculous action movies ever made, and it knows exactly what it's trying to be. With a budget of around $39 million, the film used 80 different firearms and reportedly spent $70,000 on just 6,000 squibs alone. Remember those tiny little explosive blood packs for gunshot effects? Yeah, those. It's unapologetically over the top from start to finish. But here's the real genius of it. Shoot 'Em Up treats every absurd scenario with absolute seriousness, and that's why it works. But why does fun still matter in action movies? Think back to some of the best action movies of all time. They all have, to me, one thing in common. They don't forget to have fun. That's why watching old school Schwarzenegger films still feel great. There's all these memorable one-liners that are hilarious and catchy.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
Even James Bond movies have a bit of a playful streak in their action sequences that make it feel so much more alive and enjoyable to watch. Modern movies like Den of Thieves or recent Marvel superhero flicks often feel weighed down by their seriousness and just CGI-heavy bomb blast. There's just too much focus on getting the action feeling dramatic and right that it forgets to feel kind of fun and ultimately entertaining. That's why when you watch Shoot 'Em Up, it's completely glorious. The opening scene alone is absolute pure madness. Clive Owen is there sitting alone, casually eating a carrot, and suddenly a pregnant woman just runs past him, being chased by armed men. With a bit of reluctant hesitation, he eventually does step in. From there, a gunfight erupts and the woman goes into labor mid-shootout, and that's where you get Clive Owen delivering a baby while gunning down henchmen. And that's just the first scene. And trust me, it only gets better from there. But let's briefly talk about Clive Owen himself, because part of what makes this movie so brilliant is having someone like Clive Owen in the protagonist role. To me, in the early 2000s, Clive Owen was this guy for serious dramatic roles. Children of Men, The Bourne Identity, Inside Man. He played these characters that had sharp intelligence and quiet intensity. He wasn't just your typical action star like Tom Cruise or Daniel Craig. He had a bit of a different vibe to him, cooler, a little bit more mysterious, and had a dry edge about him.
How did you know about all this?
Doesn't matter. Fact is, all lies, all evil deeds, they stink. You can cover them up for a while, but they don't go away.
Murder will out?
Precisely.
No, I still don't get what you're doing here.
Really? Good.
But somewhere along the line, I feel like Owen faded away from the spotlight. He never quite became that household action name that I thought he would be. Yet in the middle of this filmography, there's this hidden gem of Shoot 'em Up, and in my opinion, this is his best film. Yes, even better than Children of Men. And don't get me wrong, I love that movie. But no other film uses Clive Owen's unique persona the way Shoot 'em Up does.
Hate it when parents hit their children.
Let go of my arm.
Not until you stop hitting your kid.
I will discipline my child as I see fit.
How would you like it if I spanked you?
Ow! Ow!
See?
Ow!
Doesn't feel so good, does it?
What the hell do you think you're doing?
It's not funny.
This film takes that simple premise of a man protecting a baby from an army of gun-toting maniacs and keeps pushing Clive Owen to ludicrous extremes. But here's the key. The movie knows that it's being dumb, and it plays it completely straight. Just like something like The Naked Gun would do, scenes that sound ridiculous on paper, for instance, a sex scene turning into a gunfight, or shootouts in playgrounds, or villains monologuing while eating carrots, are directed with the same seriousness that you'd expect from a movie like The Dark Knight. The action is all choreographed with brutal precision, even though the situations get more and more insane. That's just the magic of Shoot 'em Up. It doesn't just throw chaos at you for laughs. It delivers chaos with craft, timing, and intensity, all the while making you laugh at how absurd it is. This movie isn't going to change your life. It's not deep, it's not complex, but it does have that one important thing that I really feel like is underrated, which is that it's fun. And sometimes, to me, that's all the movie needs to really be. In a world full of self-serious action movies and CGI overlord, Shoot 'em Up to me is a reminder that action movies can still be dumb, ridiculous, and absolutely brilliant all at once. This film treats its hilariously dumb questions in a very serious manner, and that's the beauty of it. It knows it's being over the top with a crazy idea, but it executes the delivery in a very realistic way. In turn, we as the audience can not only laugh and have fun, but actually kind of enjoy seeing how ridiculous and serious the action can be in these crazy situations. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be 100% realistic, but it does have to have enough realism for the magic to work, and for us as the audience to have that suspension of disbelief. More importantly, it's just genuinely entertaining, which is why this to me is still Clive Owen's best work, and I would die on that hill because Shoot 'em Up to me is his magnum opus. So if you want something that's pure chaos, totally self-aware, and just wildly entertaining from start to finish, then please do yourself a favor, grab some mates, get some snacks, and let yourself enjoy an action movie that just doesn't care about getting any awards or having box office records. All it wants you to do is to have a good time.
That's right, you heard him!
Well, you see, like my weapon, it also has the thumbprint safety device.
Oh, really? Wanna bet? Nothing like a good hand job.